Binary is a way of representing numbers in terms of powers of 2 instead of powers of 10. For example, 37 in binary is written as 100101, since 37 equals 1 times 2 to the 5th, plus 0 times 2 to the 4th, plus 0 times 2 to the 3rd, plus 1 times 2 squared, plus 0 times 2 to the 1st, plus 1 times 2 to the 0th. I made a decimal to binary converter in Minecraft. But before we look at that, I'm going to explain how converting from decimal to binary works. Let me demonstrate on the example of 37. 37 is odd, so I'm going to write a 1 on the right. Next, I need to divide it by 2. Since 37 isn't divisible by 2, we first subtract 1 and then divide 36 by 2 to get 18. 18 is even, so I will write a 0 on the right. Then divide 18 by 2 to get 9, which is odd, and so on. When we get to 1, we have finished. Now, read the column of zeros and ones from bottom to top to get the answer. 37 equals 100101 in binary, which is correct. If you're like me, you're probably confused about how that worked. Here's my explanation. Since 37 is odd, the last bit needs to be a 1, because if you're adding powers of 2 to get an odd number, 2 to the 0th, which is 1, has to be included. Now it gets less obvious. Why do we try cutting that number in half? Consider 12 in binary. 12 equals 1100. When we divide that by 2, we get 6, which is 0110. Dividing an even number by 2 shifts the bits of its binary representation to the right. So in the case of 37, subtracting 1 removes the last bit, and then dividing by 2 shifts those bits to the right. So this means that the last bit of 18 is the same as the second to last bit of 37. So we keep finding more bits of 37 by dividing by 2 and checking if the result is even or odd. So here's how it works. You put a certain number of cows into the machine, and this thing will count in binary how many of them there are. So I'll put in 9 cows, that's a good number in binary. So the cows get taken one at a time, they flow through the water, and every time one cow goes through, it switches direction to count the even versus the odd number of cows. Any cows on the left side will be in the even bunch, so that's kind of like dividing by 2 and rounding down, and they will then be counted, and they can then be divided into again at the next layer. So I've got 4 layers here, so the cows will fall through the 4 layers until they're done, which means I have 4 bits, so this can count numbers up to 15, so 9 is what I've chosen here, and the final answer will be displayed down there on those lights. The lights will light up representing a 1, or be not lit up representing a 0. So the lights will flicker on and off as the cows go through and hit the pressure plates, and they eventually get lower and lower, and finally, when the last cow goes through, it should turn on the last light. So you can see over there on the left, there goes the last cow, and the light is now on, so we have 1001, which is 9 in binary, and there you can see the last cow just fell through the bottom, so it's done. It got the correct answer. So this is what I made. I am very new to redstone. I'm sure someone else could make something way more compact and probably way faster, but I hope you enjoyed. The math animations in this video were done by Hunter Ream. Check out his YouTube channel for some good math content.